Hello and welcome to the 2026 subject presentation for students in Year 9 moving into Grade 10 in 2027. My name is Mr Paul Donnelly and I'm the Director of Teaching and Learning for Years 10 to 12. And as Year 9 parents, this is probably the first time you've come across me or dealt with me, and over the next few years we're actually going to have a fair few dealings together. So it's good to start off with a short presentation just on choosing the right subjects for your son in Year 10. As a Catholic community, whenever we gather, we always like to start with a prayer, and I would like to start today with that prayer. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. As we gather here in your name, open our minds to know your voice, open our hands to do your work, and open our hearts to hold your Spirit, and live Jesus in our hearts forever. In the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. So as I mentioned, my name is Mr Paul Donnelly and I'm the Director of Learning and Teaching for Years 10 to 12 at Nudgee College. I've been doing the role for 5 years now and I really love what I do, and I've really enjoyed getting to know our grade 10 to 12 students in an academic space, but also in a pastoral space in terms of their pathways to beyond Nudgee College. And that's where we start. When we start choosing our subjects in Year 9 going into Year 10 is actually building the foundations of where we want to go when we actually leave Nudgee College. The key differences between Year 9 and Year 10 is when we go into Year 10, we actually get more elective subjects. So we move from 1 or 2 elective subjects into a space where we're actually gaining the opportunity to choose 3 elective subjects in a more diverse pathway range, including more of our vocational offerings. We're really wanting the boys to reach for excellence in that grade 10 space, because we start using data analysis in Year 10 to support decisions across 11 and 12. And we really shift our expectations in the boys to really become independent learners and be active in their own learning journey. So them finding ways for them to improve without continually requesting for homework, for support from the teachers, to really find their own independence. As I mentioned earlier, those subjects that we choose in Year 10 are like the foundations. It's the concrete base of our building. We move in that space to build the knowledge and the skill sets that then allow us across grade 11 and across grade 12 to really prepare for our senior pathways to move beyond Nudgee College into either tertiary studies, vocational qualifications, including trades, or just further work and study. Grade 10 is really the first chance to take a risk. We know some of your sons are already studying different level subjects, say for instance a Delta Maths or a General Maths. Now's the time for him to try and really strive to engage in those higher level subjects that are offered in Year 10, including our specialist maths, the maths methods, really specialising in the sciences, including physics, chemistry and biology, choosing to do study of religion or religion and ethics, and then obviously the opportunity to do more subjects in the vocational preparation realm in our skills and training sheds. I really want the boys to take a risk in grade 10. If you're finding your son is getting, say, a B or better in Delta Maths, really maybe think about having a conversation about that specialist maths. If he's getting a B or higher in General Maths, really focus on that maths methods. And then physics, chemistry or biology, if he's getting a C+ or higher in science and enjoying it, really giving those subjects a go, because those subjects is where diversity comes leading into our tertiary pathways at university. So as I said, he gets to choose 3 electives. All our boys at Nudgee College will choose a religion, so for those boys who are really striving potentially to go on that university pathway, we really want them to give study of religion a try. An English course at minimum, a general English, if not literature, for those going on that ATAR pathway. And then, as I said earlier, in those maths courses, depending on how he is tracking and whether he really likes maths, deciding whether he's going to go on, say, a specialist maths pathway for those higher achievers as well as math methods, or for those boys who are really good at maths but maybe don't want to tackle the specialist maths, at least choosing that maths methods and seeing how he goes. You can always change down. It's very, very hard to change back up. As I said, with these other 3 electives, There are lots of choices. You can see on the right-hand side all of the elective subject choices. He gets to choose 3 of those. If your son is considering possibly going down a university pathway or a tertiary pathway, ATAR, etc., then he really needs to choose 3 of those subjects from that general suite. As I said, we can always move down from a general to an applied subject later, but he really wants to choose, on that ATAR pathway, 3 of those general subjects. If your son is he knows he wants to go on, say, a trade pathway, or he really likes working with his hands, some of those applied subjects, say the construction, the engineering, our fitness, sport and rec, ITS or media arts are subjects that he could engage with. If your son is currently in Year 9 Essential English, I would recommend that he really stays with that and chooses Year 10 Essential English. The level does get a lot harder as we start preparing the students for that grade 11 and 12. If your son is in Year 9 General English and he is achieving a C or better, I would really be considering whether to do General English or potentially Literature. There are some slight differences in the types of study that's involved in both General English and Literature, so I'd really encourage him to talk to his English teacher about what they believe would be best. If your son is in Year 9 English Honours, I recommend giving Literature, choosing Literature as his choice for English in grade 10. If your son is in Year 9 Modified Maths, I would suggest to stay in that essential maths streamline if he is getting a grade C or below. If he's finding that modified maths quite easy and he's actually doing quite well and getting a B or better, maybe giving general maths a go is the time to do this right now, because it does lead into requirements for grade 11 and 12 and beyond for university potential pathways. If your son is in Year 9 Maths and getting a grade C, staying with that general maths pathway is probably the best choice for him. If he's getting a B or better, definitely giving maths methods a go. And if your son is in Year 9 Delta and he's doing really well, maths methods and specialist would be a choice that is really good for both the ATAR, but also for university pathways in terms of engineering or STEM courses, medicine courses, etc. All are looking for that sort of level of mathematics. For your sons who are interested in a skills and training pathway, they really want to get hands-on, now's the time that they get to choose subjects in the sheds, construction, metal fabrication, creative industries in terms of industrial technology skills, really gives him that opportunity. And then throughout the year, we send out information to all of those boys on potential opportunities at TAFE for trade tasters, work experience and career-ready opportunities in trades and vocational qualifications. Please discuss this presentation with your son and the subjects that he might want to do. Contact his teachers if you are looking for more information about any specific choices around English and maths. Your sons will then get, as of next Friday, your sons will actually get a login to enter his subjects. Please make sure they do that by the following Friday. And anybody that's not sure, please either contact myself via email or directly his teachers for any advice on what they believe would be really good choices for him to succeed. Thank you very much, and if, as I said, any other questions, please contact us. We are going to send out a Google form for any specific questions that you might want from myself or anybody else in the learning and teaching team.